Today is a very important day, and also I would say is a personal achievement for me and for the team, the people that have been working with me in the last 4 years. Because when we set up Torino Social Impact, we had an ambition, decently big ambition, that was making Torino the best place in the world to be a social entrepreneur, and a place that is very attractive for impact investment. And when we started sharing this ambition, we say to each other, what is a tangible proof that something is happening? And one of the things we said is we want to attract in Torino the largest and most influential communities of social entrepreneurship in the world. And you may understand that having Ashoka and its community here with us in Torino is an achievement. It is actually the perfect realization of that ambition. At the time, it was basically a group of 15, 17 entities and organizations that started sharing this ambition and this dream. And now, after 4 years, Torino Social Impact is a platform including more than 170 organizations and entities. And the beauty of this network is not only the size, the number of organizations involved, but the beauty of the network is basically variety and heterogeneity, because this network includes large banks, bank foundations, corporations, but also social enterprises and associations and public institutions. And this is the quintessential spirit, of course, of social innovation. It has to be inclusive, heterogeneous, and that builds and leverages on the partnership of very different actors. Torino Social Impact is a platform that works in a very simple way. We have 170 organizations sharing the same ambition, and what we try to do is to generate projects and commons and infrastructures that become enabling factors for making the life of social entrepreneurs as simple as possible and to help them achieve their objectives and ambitions. So what have we been doing in the last few years? Well, first we try to position Torino Social Impact in the world map of places that count in social innovation. And actually we managed to do so, because after this event in May, next May 2022, we will host the Global Steering Group, the World Summit of the Global Steering Group on Impact Investing, the former G8 Task Force, and this is a very important event. Very recently, the European Commission recognized Torino as one of the 7 competence centers in social innovation in Europe across the 28 member states. But on top of that, that is a recognition of the positioning of the city, what we have been able to do, we generated commons, tangible and intangible. For example, we generated the first impact measurement competence center that delivers services and advisory and education for all social entrepreneurs and corporations and financial institutions in the city. We have created a special program that we call Social Tech, that is a special tech transfer program in favor of social entrepreneurs and organizations of the third sector. We created a special program for social procurement in order to create an early market for social entrepreneurs, and I have left possibly the most ambitious last. We are trying to create the first stock exchange in the world where the transactions are entirely based on social and impact values. And so probably in Torino, if we are lucky, in the next 2 or 3 years, we will have the first entirely impact-driven stock exchange in the world. It's a very ambitious experiment that we are working at. So these are all the things that make Torino a very special place. But we have to recognize, as a concluding remark, that Torino has always been a special place for social entrepreneurship because we had all the ingredients there available. Torino is a very famous city for the so-called social saints that are very, very early social entrepreneurs with a very strong religious vocation, but also is the place of very important innovation from workers' organization and from unions. And so there is a huge tradition of social innovation. On top of that is a technological city. Torino has a very solid tech base, as you can see from the premises where we are today. The tech base of Torino is probably no longer enough to be a distinctive competitive advantage factor on its own account, but when you join the technological competence with social entrepreneurship, this may become a very important competitive asset. And finally, Torino is a special place because we have in Torino, and probably this is unique in Europe, in Torino, the second and the third largest bank foundation. And bank foundations are the quintessential impact finance institution. These are the kind of institutions that are actually practicing impact finance, and the concentration of impact finance that we have in Torino is another very important factor. So if we put together the social entrepreneurship tradition, the tech competence base and the concentration of specialized financial resources, probably we have all the ingredients to make Torino a very, very special and successful place in social innovation. So this is the reason why today I'm delighted to welcome the Ashoka community in Torino.